Hi. Let's start off. Hi.
Hi.
That's Ava. I'm
That's
Ivy.
Ivy.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's the bit you do me.
Okay, Ava.
Ivy. Hi.
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 So, asking you shall receive. Y'all was asking us for a video on how we
paid off
our student loan debt, and so here it is. And foremost, how long did it take us to pay off our student loan debt? For a total, it'll be 18 months. Me 14, her like 4 to 5 months. Yeah.
So let's go into a little bit about that, because it may sound confusing to people.
Okay, so mine took 14 months because I started a year prior to her starting her student loan payments. So I started in July of 2018. And that's when I made my very first payment. And at the job that I had at the time, I paid off about $5,000.
Let's start off by saying we graduated college in May of 2017. So our loans had been in deferment for about a year.
Yeah.
So for about a year before we started paying them. Also, mine was a year and a half, I think.
Yeah, and let me also say too, I started off, my student loans were about $24,000.
Mine were about 25, 26.
Yeah, mine were about 24,000, and I started paying them off in July of 2018. And for like the first year, I paid off 15,000 of it by myself. Like 15,000 by myself, and then the last 10,000 we did that together. And then once we got done paying off mine, we both paid hers off, and then we got finished with hers in
4 or 5 months.
In like 4 or 5 months, which would be this past January, like the first week of January.
So July of 2017 up until July 2018 is when she was paying off hers, and then we got finished with hers.
You said July 2017 up until July
2018, I'm sorry, that she started paying hers up until July 2019. And we got together July of 2019 and got finished at the top of September, I believe.
Yeah.
At the top of September. Yeah, and then we started immediately, like the next week, started paying off mine and got done January 3rd of 2020. So that gives you the timeline of how this pretty much went, just to give you a point of reference.
Yeah.
And also just to go into like how much you was putting towards how much you were putting towards your loans in the beginning.
Okay, so before I started paying off the last, like when I was about at like 20,000, I saved up a large lump sum of money so that I can just be like living off of that and budgeting that. So that everything after that, like every single check, my check is weekly, so every single check that I made, I put it straight to my loans, everything, every single dime of it went straight to my loans. And I would just use that money, that lump sum of money, to just live off of. So that had to last me, so about what, 2 or 3 months. That had to last me for about 2 or 3 months. So you can only imagine how much I had to budget, you know? So
yeah, and just because our checks were a little bit larger, we still had to budget our money out. And so I started paying my student loans January of 2019. And I was making the monthly payments, which was $278. I was making those payments twice a month. Instead of once a month, I was making it twice a month from January 2019 up until July 2019. And then we started paying hers, and then of course we started paying mine. And we put how much will we make? Do we want to say how much we were making?
I don't mind.
I would say how much we put, like how much a month we was putting towards it. So let's see, if I was making, we was putting like $10,000 a month, right? No,
I don't think it was
five,
about that
maybe
much. It was
five.
probably 5, yeah. It was about 5. A little over. I don't know. I don't know. But my checks was anywhere between 13 to 1,600 a week, and every single dime of that will be going towards. So if I made 13 that week, 14 the next week, 13 the next week, and then 1,500 the next week, you know, do the math on that. But all of that went towards my loans, and then
but
her
say
loans.
On average, how much did you make?
I just said it. Between 13 and 1,600 every week.
So
that's what I was taking home. It's just not taxes taken out.
Do you know how much you was making a month?
Ivy, I just said that.
You didn't really say how much you was making a month. We was like on average how much you was making a month.
Ivy, if I said my check is between 13 and 1,600 every week, so that's everything that I make is going towards the loans. That's how much I was making in that month. So let's just say it's 1,500 every week. 15 by 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 times 4 was that?
That's math.
That's like 6,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
And then I was putting what, 4?
You'll be, so your payments was, I'm sorry, your paycheck was bi-weekly.
Mine was bi-weekly.
Be like 2,500 a piece. So yeah, 5. Yeah, so like 10,000.
We was putting like 10,000 a month, right?
Yeah,
about 10,000.
I didn't realize it was that much. I didn't realize it was that much. I really didn't.
It can't be 10,000 a month though.
Yeah. I mean, but it
fluctuates. It fluctuates.
1,300.
So it'll be try our best to aim for 10, but it'll be 5, 6. We had a lot of things go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that delayed the process a lot more, and it delayed. You know, we had a lot of things go on with our paychecks during that time too. So, I mean, it really just depends. But on average, I would say we was putting towards, I'm gonna say, 6 to 7,000 a month.
And that's combined.
And that's combined between the both of us. We're putting like $67,000 a month on our student loans. First of all, I have always wanted to be debt free. Both of us always wanted to be debt free. We did not want any debt. And we said that ever since we were in college that we did not want debt. So that's the first thing. It depends on your mindset. That's for one. If you want to pay off debt, you will. And then, so that's for one. And then 2, going through the Financial Peace Program and listening to David Ramsey about his like principles and his budget was really helpful to me in the beginning. His budget and just giving you a blueprint and a map for how to go about paying off debt. And also they have a community of people, of like-minded people. So that will be something beneficial to plug into. I didn't stay plugged in throughout my journey, but I got the spark, you know, to take on this journey from being in this class, from being in that, taking that class and taking that course. So I would say that. And then one of the things that he also mentions in the course is to either downsize your living. Your income is what is gonna be the biggest factor in paying off your debt, obviously. So what do you have to do? You either have to downsize or you have to make more. And in our case, and in my case, we did both. We moved back home, saved up money. I got a job as a truck driver where, you know, those are larger checks. We made more money and downsized our living. We didn't go shopping for a long time, which was so hard. God, we didn't go on like a bunch of vacations with our friends and stuff. We didn't We didn't just spend money on unnecessary things. I knew exactly what I was there for and what I was there to do, and that was to get my finances in order and pay off my student loan so I can move on with my life. I had to really stay focused on that because there's going to be things that come up. I'm not going to lie, I went on one vacation. But you know, there are going to be things that you give up that it's gonna make it hard and rough for you on the journey. But also let me that's her story. I didn't really use Dave Ramsey like that. I didn't find that helpful for me, you know. So and everybody's different,
and we twins and we different. So I'm just saying, like, for me, in that time between, I told you I started paying off my debt at July 2018. By March 2019, my circumstances were different. So I was downsized, like really, really, really downsized. So, so what I did basically was work backwards. This is how much I have, and I want to get to zero by this time. I'm in the truck driving industry, so I'm Googling jobs on who pays the most with my level of experience. For me, it helps for me to work backwards. So if I'm at 20,000 and hypothetically, but this job pays 2,000 a week, you know, not taking home, but pays 2,000. That's minus taxes, you know. Then I could start a game plan from there. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to save up this amount of money, and then the rest of my checks are going to go to my student loans, and then I'll be done by this amount of time, you know. And be flexible about the amount of time, because like she said, there are things that get in your way along the way. There are obstacles and there are setbacks, and I have faced it and she has faced it, but you have to keep yourself focused during times like that, because they will happen. It's a promise. It will happen. It will happen.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that.
And that's another thing that she pointed out, was that she saved up money first before she started paying off debt, which I know that Dave Ramsey says something to go about it differently, right? I think he says to pay off all of your debt first, or to only save a certain amount, like $500 to $1,000 or something like that. That's not practical for everybody, in my opinion. Save however much you need to feel comfortable, because like we said, we face setbacks, and there are going to be things that set your finances back, and you have to, even along this journey, and you have to the best of your ability, be able to combat that. Because if you run into something while you paying off debt, like your tire burst or something like that, and you don't have the money, it might be a crisis for you. And it might be a crisis for you, because that's maybe how you get to work every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to do what works for you in your situation. Listen to Dave Ramsey. Listen to other videos. That's what helped me. Listen to Dave Ramsey. Listen to other people's who has paid off their debt. Listen to this video and take what works for you in your situation.
Yeah, and tailor it specifically
to your needs. So we downsized, saved up money first, and then started paying off money, and then we did it together as well. So that's another factor in how we were able to pay it off so quickly, because we both had kind of large, I don't want to say large, but a pretty good income that we were able to combine together to pay it off quicker. And then we downsized, and then we increased our income, and we budgeted. We didn't spend money on a bunch of different things. We just made sacrifices, short-term sacrifice. And now we don't have to worry. We have a huge burden off of our shoulders. It's worth it. It's worth it.
It is worth it. It really is. And don't let nobody tell you different. Yeah. It is worth it. And so if you don't take away nothing else, just understand that I want to say four things. One, sacrifice is the name of the game. Sacrifice and discipline. I say
your mindset first.
I'm saying sacrifice, and sacrifice is the name of the game. Okay, because it took a lot of sacrifices. Going back to what I said before about the large lump sum of money that I had to live off of for a couple of months while I was paying mine and hers, I had to budget that. So I was really strict. This money is for my food, and this money is for, gas and stuff like that only. So all the other extra miscellaneous stuff, I had to cut that out. So that's one thing. So sacrifice is the name of the game. If you're not willing to sacrifice and you're not willing to be disciplined and discipline yourself, then it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah. But I do want to say, as far as like tailoring something to your needs specifically and a little bit of your personality, the quicker you pay things off is going to depend on the depths of your sacrifice. She made a larger sacrifice than I did because I'm not a minimalist. She can do that. I, after moving home, eventually got me a place to stay, and but that's money. And I thought about that. That's money that you have to pay towards rent and utilities and things like that, expenses that she doesn't necessarily have.
Yeah.
And you have to really weigh the pros and the cons, but I couldn't make the amount of sacrifice that she was able to make, but I could make a sacrifice according to my needs specifically.
But also with that too, you did save up for your bill money. So
I did.
You save up all of your money for my bills.
Yeah.
So that kind of is kind of.
And I was able to pay. And I was able to pay off. Use all of my check money towards my student loan because I didn't have to worry about my bills because I had to pay for it.
Okay, so number one, sacrifice. Number two, it's gonna depend on your job, the income that's coming inside of your house. Whatever you are making, everybody's situation is different. Everybody's income is different. So you gotta kind of tailor your situation around your income, because that's what's gonna help you. If your situation and circumstances allow for, you might have to pick up a second job. You might have to pick up,
extra side hustle,
something. I didn't have the time freedom to be able to do stuff like that because I was over the road. So I didn't have the time freedom to pick up extra stuff like that. But you might be able to. So it all depends on how much you are making. There's so many ways to make money legally. There's so many ways to make money.
Add that in there.
Sacrifice to your job through your lifestyle. It's kind of piggybacks off of your job, your lifestyle. Sometimes people can't save, and then some people can't save because they spend it on things that don't really matter, that they can go without. So I don't know your situation, but for my sister, for an example, right? She said that she was still getting her nails done and everything like that. That's what she chose to do. Now, if you don't need to get your nails done, if you can go without it, that's like what, $40 every week, times that by 4 for a month. What is that? 4 times 4 is what, $1,660 every month. So you can cut certain things outside of your lifestyle to be able and that goes back to sacrifice.
Yeah,
that goes back to
getting
sacrifice.
My hair done and my nails done.
You need your hair done, but but you don't need your nails done, especially with the line of work I'm in. Yeah. So I just want to bear that in mind. I want you to bear that in mind too. It depends on your lifestyle. Number 4 is your setbacks. All setbacks are not created equal. Some setbacks are financial. Some are circumstantial. In my situation, I have financial setbacks. I have circumstantial setbacks.
Yeah, me too.
So I would just say you gotta keep your eye on the prize when those type of obstacles present themselves.
And that's what I was saying about David Ramsey or whatever, because you may not have someone in your life who is, paying off debt or who's decided to take that journey. So it just depends on you, but that community environment may be helpful for you to keep you fortified and motivated toward on this journey, you know.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that too. Circumstantial setbacks are things of which are totally underneath your control, like coronavirus. Some people can't work.
Yeah,
you know, that ain't really got nothing to do with you.
But it's a great opportunity to pick up some side hustles.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an example, because when we was paying hours off coronavirus,
none of that stuff.
But I'm just saying, as an example, this is a form of a setback.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just have to keep yourself fortified in situations like that. This too shall pass. Whatever form your setback comes in, this too shall pass.
And just keep on going.
You gotta keep your eye on the prize. Do not give up. You are a lot closer than you think you are, and it will pay off in the end.
Yeah,
it will.
Yeah.
So I just want. Okay. So love you guys. Don't give up. You can do this. Just in case you didn't hear today. Good. And you are already this is half the battle. You clicked on this video.
Right. So that means you're like a little bit, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it.
You got the seed.
Yes. So
if you
have any more questions, just, get in touch with us, leave a comment. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Yeah. But I'm trying to I'm going to contradict myself, but I'm trying to be detailed but concise. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But if you have any more questions, just ask us, and I'm more than happy to and she is too, to answer your questions. Please, please. So that's all I got for you.
This is Ivy.
This is Ava.
Bye.